India is well known around the world owing to its historical background, diverse cultures and interesting traditions. Its ancient scriptures and texts have been the way of life of its people for thousands of years. Today, the country is taking huge strides in various fields like arts and science, paving a way towards a progressive India. So friends, I'm your host Yeshi, and today in our episode of My India, we will take a look at some of the stories that very well showcase the unique culture and prosperity of our country, stretching from Himalayas to the Kanyakumari. Since time immemorial, Indian festivals have been celebrating the richness of the country's vibrant culture and portraying the beauty and significance of our colorful rituals. They are also a subtle way of paying homage to the deities and ancestors. Pitra Paksh, observed by Hindus to pay obeisance to their ancestors, is one among them. Though every year, people throng the holy sites to perform the rituals, but this time amid the pandemic, people observe the festival in a sombre way.
Indian citizens celebrated the festival of Pitra Paksh to express their gratitude and offer homage to their long-gone ancestors amid the COVID-19 pandemic. Pitra Paksh is a 16-day lunar period in the Hindu calendar dedicated to performing prayers and rituals for their ancestors' soul to rest in peace. In Rameshwaram city of Tamil Nadu, people stood in long queues and followed social distancing norms and offered their prayers at the famous Rameshwaram temple. People perform prayers to their ancestors in the form of a ritual called Shraddh, which is performed after the death of an individual. It is believed that performing these prayers in the form of Shraddh sends the soul of the deceased to heaven.
தர்ப்பணம் கடற்கரையில் தர்ப்பணம் பண்ணக்கூடாது அப்படி இப்படின்றதுனால இதனால் இப்போ பல வாழ்வாதாரங்கள் பாதிக்கப்படுது. இதனால் எங்களை யாத்ரீகர்கள் வரத்தம் கம்மியாக இருக்குது. இந்த நேரத்தில் இப்போ மகாலி ஆரம்பித்ததுக்கப்புறமும் கொஞ்சம் கூட்டம் வரும் பார்த்தா அந்த நேரத்துலேயும் மகாலியா அமாவாசை என்னைக்கு தர்ப்பணம் கொடுக்கக்கூடாது, திதி கொடுக்கக்கூடாது, கடலில் யாரும் அக்னி தீர்த்தத்தில் கடலில் இறங்கக்கூடாது அப்படின்னு சொல்கிறதுனால.
During Pitra Paksh, people invite Brahmins and saints for a meal which has a wide variety of dishes and sweets in it. Food is also distributed among the poor. Some people feed animals like dogs or cows during this period as they believe that the food consumed them reaches their ancestors and keeps them happy on their realm. A similar scenario was observed in holy city of Prayagraj in Uttar Pradesh, where people were seen performing prayers and rituals for the deceased ancestors. It was indeed inspirational to see that citizens, despite of the shortcomings and restrictions because of the virus, are dedicated of following their culture and rituals diligently.
अपने पिताजी की अस्थियां मतलब चाचा जी की विसर्जन के लिए देखिए ये तो एक कागित महामारी बीमारी है। डरना सभी को चाहिए, लेकिन क्या करें, कुछ जरूरी कार्य होते हैं जिनके पीछे आगे निकलना भी अनिवार्य होता है.
This time is also considered an inauspicious time to start new ventures or buy anything new, given the dead rites performed during the ceremony.
It is said an artist has no particular religion because an artist believes in all the religions. This quote perfectly encapsulates the journey of a Gujarat-based composer and singer Sohil Baloch, who in spite of being a Muslim, sing hymns dedicated to Hindu lords. He never let his religion act as an impediment and is today setting a wonderful example of communal harmony to the society.
Having composed and released 20 albums consisting of bhajans and songs, Sohil Baloch is now set to melt his listeners' heart with his latest bhajan composition dedicated to Lord Shiva. Hailing from Rajkot city of Gujarat, Sohil, though belongs to a Muslim family, has been brought up on bhajans, which today have become his passion. For his latest composition, he not just broke the religious barriers, but even the territorial ones by including in it the tabla performance of the Pakistani musician Wajid Ali Tafu. The melodious rendition of the duo is not just meant to evoke devotion among people, but also spread the message of peace and harmony among different faiths.
पहले तो मैं ये बात कहना चाहूँगा कि कलाकारों की कोई जात ही नहीं होती। संगीत एक जात है, मैं ऐसा मानता हूँ। महादेव का गाना मैंने रिकम्पोज किया तब 138 टेम्पो पर मैंने ये कंपोज किया। अब उसको बजाने वाला कोई मंजा हुआ कलाकार ही चाहिए। तो वाजिद अली खान साहब जो पाकिस्तान का बहुत बड़ा नाम है, तो मैंने सोचा कि वो इस ट्रैक के लिए हाँ बोले कि नहीं। फेसबुक के माध्यम से मैंने उनको बोला कि खान साहब मैंने ये कंपोज किया है, तो मेरी ऐसी ख्वाहिश है कि आप बजाओ। तो मैं थोड़ा हिचकिचा रहा था कि ये महादेव का गाना है और खान साहब मुझे हाँ बोलेंगे कि नहीं, क्योंकि हम जानते नहीं, मैं हिंदुस्तान में हूँ, वो पाकिस्तान में। तो खान साहब ने बोला कि आप मुझे भेजो। मैंने ट्रैक भेजा और खान साहब बहुत खुश हुए। उन्होंने बोला कि मैं बजाऊँगा, और सिर्फ तबला बजाने की पहले बात थी। फिर उनका भतीजा अरबाज ताफू पूरा गाना उन्होंने ईमेल थ्रू मुझे भेज दिया, और यहाँ से अब मैं फाइनल सिंगिंग करने वाला हूँ।
Inspired by his father and elder sister to take up music as his career, the 30-year-old has also worked with famous Indian playback singer Anuradha Podwal. A music teacher in school, Sohil has also composed and sung a number of bhajans dedicated to various Hindu gods like Ganesha, Swami Narayan and many more. Hardik Mehta, in whose studio Sohil has composed his latest bhajan, feels fortunate to be a part of it.
मेरा बहुत बड़ा सौभाग्य है कि ये मेरे स्टूडियो में रिकॉर्ड हुआ है गुजरात में, राजकोट में, तो आई एम वेरी लकी फॉर दैट। और वाजिद अली तापू खान साहब जो तबला के बड़े माइलस्टोन लाइन लेजेंड कहे जाते हैं, और इंडिया के सब प्लेयर उनको बहुत प्यार और इज्जत देते हैं। उनके द्वारा इस तबले में हमारी खुश नसीबी है कि ये गाने में उन्होंने रिदम दी है, क्योंकि 138 यानी कि 138 BPM में जो बहुत हाई रेटेड टेम्पो है उसमें बजाया है, तो वो बड़ी बात है हमारे लिए।
Sohil, by way of his music and singing, is not just showcasing his respect to the beliefs of other community, but is also becoming a medium to unite two faiths.
मैं तो अर्जी लेके आया तेरे द्वार भोलेनाथ, लाया डम 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 रो अपने साथ भोलेनाथ, लाया डम 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 रो अपने साथ भोलेनाथ।
Now a roundup of some of the major stories that made news recently.
Endangered red crab species, whose population has declined by about 40% in the last 15 years, reclaimed their existence in eastern India as they throng beaches in thousands after tourist activity dropped significantly because of coronavirus lockdown. The otherwise trash-filled beach in East Midnapur district's Tajpur area was barren and clean due to a drop in pollution at the seashore during the lockdown, thus providing a favourable condition for their survival.
These are terrestrial, common shore crab of tropical and subtropical occurrence in the sandy beaches, and they live in the deep burrows in the intertidal zone. They are generalist scavengers, scavenging primarily on carrion and debris, thus play a vital role in the nutrient cycling in the coastal ecosystem.
Concerns are growing worldwide about pollution on beaches, especially plastic pollution in oceans, which end up killing marine life. An emergency response center for chemical accidents was recently inaugurated by the district magistrate Sangram Keshri Mohapatra in Paratip city of Odisha's Jagatsinghpur district. The center is equipped with the necessary equipments for chemical accidents, important measures related to treatment, the promotion of microphones, and specially awareness programs for the general public. After almost 18 years, government is taking steps to allow cultivation up to zero line in Jammu and Kashmir's Kathua district. Government will ensure safe agricultural activities along the border. Farmers in the region applauded the move.
इसमें तकरीबन 3,250 कनाल के करीब हमारी ज़मीन फेंसिंग के आगे है। तो ये हम देख रहे हैं कि ये हमारे दूसरे मुल्क जो पड़ोस मुल्क है उसने 0 पॉइंट तक अपनी खेती तैयार करके ज़मीन रेडी कर दी है। तो अभी हमारी गवर्नमेंट ने बोला कि जो हमारे से मदद हो सकती है BSF भी हमारे साथ कंधे से कंधा मिला के मदद करने को तैयार है।
This step will benefit the locals in many ways along with increasing the crop production. India is ready to open the world's longest highway tunnel, Atal Tunnel, which is built above the height of 10,000 feet above the sea level to public in Manali district of Himachal Pradesh. The strategically important tunnel, situated at the height of 10,044 feet, is 9.02 kilometers long and is equipped with fine heighting equipment and CCTV cameras at every 60 meters. It has also emergency telephone, emergency exit tunnels at every 500 meters and has specially activated ventilation slabs which circulate air and also reduce pollution inside the tunnel.
Atal Tunnel is the longest tunnel above 10,000 feet of altitude in the world. It has this escape tunnel where we are standing right now. We have the main tube on top, and above that we have a ventilation slab, and below us is the drainage arrangement. So we have 4 levels, which makes it about 13.5 meters diameter. Now to cut this kind of a cross section through a shear zone, which the tunneling fraternity of the world had not seen before.
The engineering marvel took 10 years to complete. The idea was first proposed in the year 1999 by the then Prime Minister Atal Bihari Vajpayee, after whom the tunnel is named. With the making of this tunnel, the distance between Manali and Ladakh will be cut by 46 kilometers and will save up to 4 to 5 hours of time for commuters. A hospital in India has deployed a customer service robot to patrol its wards, connecting coronavirus patients to friends and relatives. Mitra, meaning friend in Hindi, is best known for interacting with Prime Minister Narendra Modi at an event in 2017. Its piercing eyes are equipped with facial recognition technology to help it recall people it has previously interacted with. A tablet attached to Mitra's chest allows patients to see loved ones as well as medical staff unable to access the wards.
The bad part is that it takes a lot of time to recover from this, and during that time, when the patients need their families the most, they are unable to visit, and that has a negative impact on their psychology. So how we try to address that is that everybody is allowed their own phones. So we arrange for video chatting with the family, and as you would see, we've got a robot where on the screen they can have a teleconsultation with a psychiatrist if needed.
Mitra is mainly used by patients who are not able to communicate using their phones. The robot, developed by Bengaluru-based startup Invento Robotics, costs the hospital around 1 million rupees.
India has a great history in Sufism that evolved around 1000 years ago. A number of Sufi saints from across the world got settled in India and spread the message of peace and harmony. Today, a Kashmiri girl has been using her painting skills to take their teachings forward and spread love in the society. Have a look.
Badru Nisab Bhatt, a resident of Srinagar city in Jammu and Kashmir, has chosen an offbeat and peaceful method of expressing her solidarity with religion in general and Sufism in particular. The 20-year-old is using her painting skills to express her Sufi thoughts. Bhatt credits her grandfather for introducing her to Sufism.
बचपन से जैसे हम दादू अपने साथ बिठाते थे, हम सारे सिबलिंग्स को स्टोरी सुनाते थे प्रॉफिट्स वगैरह की, तो हमें वो मसनवी की लाइनें सुनाते थे. तो मौलाना रूम की है मसनवी लिखी गई, पर्शियन में बुक है. तो मैं बहुत इंस्पायर होती गई. पहले तो समझ नहीं आता था कि क्या हो रहा है. तो ग्रेजुअली 8th स्टैंडर्ड से मैंने जब सूफीज़म के बारे में मैं गई वहाँ पे, देखा कि क्या है ये बेसिकली सूफीज़म क्या है. और वैसे भी कश्मीर को कहा जाता है पिरवर. सो वी हैव सो मेनी सूफीज टू स्टडी कि कम पड़ जाएगा, जिंदगी कम पड़ जाएगी, पर उन सूफियों को नहीं पढ़ पाएंगे जिन्होंने इतना काम किया है इस्लाम के लिए.
Bhatt began making paintings at a very young age. She started with whirling dervishes, a customary meditation practice performed in a worship ceremony in which dervishes, that is Sufi saints, aim to reach the source of all perfection. She got inspired by the ideology of the dervishes who whirl with their right hand held open and up so as to receive grace from Allah, and the left hand facing downwards towards the earth so as to give that grace and light to the world. She started portraying this ideology in her paintings. But the main focus of Bhatt is on the subject of Sufi women who are very less talked about in the contemporary Sufi art.
फिर सूफीज़म में एक बहुत लेस टॉक्ड अबाउट सब्जेक्ट है सूफी विमेन. मैं उस पर ज़्यादा फोकस कर रही हूँ क्योंकि जब मैंने मटेरियल में पढ़ती हूँ सूफीज़म के बारे में, तो मैंने सोचा कुछ मटेरियल ढूंढूँ तो उससे मैं इंस्पायर होकर कुछ पेंटिंग्स पेंट कर सकूँ. तो मैंने जब ढूंढने की कोशिश की तो कश्मीर में ललदेद मिलते हैं, हब्बा खातून का जिक्र होता है. हब्बा खातून तो उतनी सूफी इस पे नहीं है. तो अर्नमाल का, और बहुत कम सुना होगा लोगों ने, अर्नमाल का है. वो एक और है भवानी समथिंग, तो उनका भी बहुत कॉन्ट्रीब्यूशन है टुवर्ड सूफीज़म, जो बहुत लेस टॉक्ड अबाउट सब्जेक्ट है. इवन अगर मैं यूनिवर्सली देखूँ मिडिल ईस्ट में, तो हमें राबिया अल बसरी का बहुत सुनने को मिलता है कि वो एक बहुत अच्छी सूफी सेंट गुजरी हैं. अच्छा, फातिमा निशापुरी, इवन जो बहुत बड़े ऊंचे शेख और मुर्शिद रह चुके थे, उनकी शेख और मशाइक सूफी लेडीज रह चुकी, जैसे जुन्नून मिस्री हैं, उनकी फातिमा निशापुरी ऑफ मक्का उनकी मुर्शिद रह चुकी, उनसे सीखा है उन्होंने. तो उनका मतलब बहुत कंट्रीब्यूशन है, बट यूजुअली विमेन वेल्ड रहते हैं तो वो ज़्यादा सामने आती नहीं है. बट मैं उनका कंट्रीब्यूशन दिखाना चाहती हूँ.
Bhatt has participated in several painting competitions such as Kashmir Art Quest, Ramzan Art Expression and many more, and has thus won several awards as well. Her paintings have also been exhibited in Turkey and Australia, and major exhibitions are on the cards in the coming days. Bhatt is thankful to her parents and teachers for all their support and encouragement.
वो एक कोट है, कहते हैं कि इंडीड एंड सेल्फ टॉट आर्टिस्ट इज टॉट बाय एन इग्नोरेंट पर्सन. तो मैं तो खुद इग्नोरेंट थी, बट ग्रेजुअली मेहनत की, जब ऑनलाइन हेल्प मिलती है, वीडियोस हैं वगैरह, और टीचर्स मेरे अभी भी असरार से मैं कभी भी कह दूं तो हेल्प कर देते हैं. तो बेसिक नीड्स मतलब मेरे क्लियर हो गए उससे. और फैमिली ने काफ़ी सपोर्ट किया. यूजुअली नहीं करते हैं, आर्ट बच्चों का खेल है, बट मेरी फैमिली ने मुझे बहुत सपोर्ट किया. मतलब माई डैड, उनसे कह दूँ कैनवस लाने हैं, कलर्स लाने, तो वो ला के दे देते हैं. और खुद भी मैंने इस पर मेहनत की, तो तभी जाके ये हासिल हुआ.
The way Bhatt is expressing her Sufi thoughts through her artworks is really laudable. She has turned out an inspiration for the people who have a different perspective of looking into the world and just want to spread love and peace through their work.
It's been said that if the mind can conceive it, the heart can believe it, and then the individual can achieve it. These words by legendary boxer Muhammad Ali prove that if a person has determination and perseverance in his heart, then age is just a number to achieve goals that have been never achieved before. Today, in our episode of My India, we will meet two such children who have gone beyond their age and won national and international accolades, turning out to be an inspiration for other youngsters as well. Starting early raises up the bar as days proceed. Getting early trainings is always beneficial for sports persons as it enhances their skill set and gives them more time to polish their sport. Following the same is a 5-year-old girl Anvesha Spihia from Chandigarh city who has recently bagged a gold medal in the online international e-kata championship which was held early this month. The e-kata championship is a karate competition held online which had participants from 9 different countries who competed with each other in different categories. Anvesha grabbed the first position in the 5-year-old category. Anvesha's family and friends are proud of her endeavours, especially her father, who is already also her karate coach and dreams of sending her to the Olympic Games.
मैं प्रैक्टिस करता था तो इसने साथ में ये भी हो गई तो बोलते पापा मुझे भी सिखाओ तो मैंने इसको भी स्टार्ट कर दिया सिखाना शुरू किया तो टूर्नामेंट का क्योंकि एज कम थी इसकी तो जैसे मेरे गुरुजी हैं तो उन्होंने मुझे कॉल किया कि ऐसे ऐसे इंटरनेशनल टूर्नामेंट हो रहा है और फर्स्ट टाइम इंडिया में है 9 कंट्रीज ने पार्टिसिपेट किया है तो बच्चे को क्योंकि इसका मैं वीडियो वगैरह भेजता रहता था मैं उनको कि जैसे काता वगैरह करती थी ये तो उन्होंने बोला कि इसको करना चाहिए फिर इसने पार्टिसिपेट किया ऑनलाइन कराया तो तैयारी हम करते थे तैयारी मैंने कराई इसको 2-2 घंटे 3-3 घंटे क्योंकि सीखने के इसमें बहुत अच्छा था मैंने देखा कि सीखती बहुत अच्छा है जल्दी ग्रैस्प करती है चीज़ों को तो इसको कराया तो उसके ऑनलाइन हमने पार्टिसिपेट किया और लक अच्छा था मतलब मेहनत अच्छी की थी इसने इसी एज ग्रुप में इसका गोल्ड मेडल आया तो गोल्ड मेडल आया तो उससे हमें बहुत अच्छा मोटिवेशन मिला है इसको भी लगा है गुड़िया को भी तो प्रैक्टिस हम तो कंटिन्यू कर रहे हैं प्रैक्टिस करते रहेंगे.
Another such talented youngster is Danish Manzoor from Jammu and Kashmir, who is working restlessly to fulfill his dream of playing at the Olympic Games. Based in Baramulla district, Danish is a riding taekwondo player who has recently won accolades at national level championships. Danish is also an inspiration to many young players who want to pursue their career in taekwondo, and he guides them on every step.
बारामूला में मेरा यही एक थीम रहेगा जो भी इस स्पोर्ट्स में आना चाहेंगे आगे. मैं टाइकोंडो की बात करूँगा क्योंकि मेरी बिलोंगिंग इसी स्पोर्ट्स से है कि हर कोई इसको देखे स्पोर्ट को. अगर एज अ कॉम्बैट स्पोर्ट्स अगर उनको लेना है वो ऐसे भी ले सकते हैं, एज अ करियर भी ले सकते हैं क्योंकि अब जे.एंड.के वो नहीं रहा जो जे.एंड.के 5 साल पहले था. अगर आप यकीन मान लो तो मेरा जो ड्रीम है मैं सिर्फ ओलंपिक्स के लिए ड्रीम करता हूँ. जो नेशनल्स अगर आप मेरे पास नेशनल्स की अचीवमेंट कम है लेकिन मैं नेशनल्स पे फोकस नहीं हूँ. आई एम नॉट ओरिएंटेड टू ओनली नेशनल्स.
India has produced some of the best sports persons in the world, and it is rather inspiring to see that many of these great sports stars start their journey at quite a tender age. That's all we have for you this week. Your comments and suggestions are important to us. Do give us your feedback at myindia@anin.com. I'm your host Yeshi, and it's goodbye from the entire production team.